the Intex Rectangular Ultra Frame Professional Pool Installation. Now the first thing you're going to do here is prepare your ground. Now in this situation, of course, we graded out quite a bit more than what we needed for the pool, but this was our customer's request. They got some big plans for this afterwards. So now, the first thing we're going to prepare the ground. Whether you hire a Bobcat man to do this for you or whether you do this yourself, these are the specs that you're going to want to stick with. First thing is you want to prepare the site 6 feet bigger than the pool size that you have. For instance, in this video, we're putting together a 16 by 32 pool. So we're going to prepare the site at a 22 by 38 foot space. 16 by 32 is the swimming dimensions of the pool. It's not the framework of the pool. So we want to have enough room for the framework and to get in there and do what we got to do. Then we want to have the entire site within an inch of level. And I highly recommend you go out and you rent a transit. You can get these for 30 to 50 bucks at any rental place, sometimes Home Depot, Lowe's. You're going to be able to get this pool much more on the money. I've seen people use bubble levels, string levels, lay a board down, put a level on it. None of that stuff is going to be near as accurate as a transit, okay? And this pool is going to be sitting here for years and years. You really want to get it right the first time, and it's well worth your investment. Then follow your sand chart and just dump the required amount of sand right there on the inside of the pool. So the first thing we're going to do is once we get that done, we're going to mark out our pool size. Now the pool size we're doing here in the video is going to be 16 by 32. So we're marking out our length right here at 32 foot. Then we're going to come back and we're going to mark out our width at 16 feet. What this is going to do is this is going to show us where our pool is going to sit so we can start spreading sand up to this point, because there's no sense in spreading this sand bigger than the pool size. So we want to go ahead and find out exactly how this pool is going to sit. Now once we do this, we're just going to take our sand, we're going to spread it out right here in a rectangular fashion and cover the area where the skin of the pool is going to sit. Now the only reason we're using sand is to be able to smooth out a nice floor. Okay, that's the only purpose. If you could do this with the dirt you have, you wouldn't even need to use sand. But sand makes it much easier for you. Now here's a little tip for you. We're going to be walking on top of this sand and we're trying to make it nice and smooth. So what we like to do is get some of the cardboard that the pool came in, the boxes it came in, and tape some cardboard to the bottom of our feet. By doing this, now we can walk around on top of this sand and we'll actually pack the sand down and not leave footprints. This is going to make for a much better final product. Now at this point, we're just smoothing out the floor. Again, all you're trying to do with the sand is make a nice floor. You can work as long or as short on your sand floor as you choose to. You don't need to go crazy with it. It all depends on how nice you want it to be. Of course, you know, the more you put into it, the nicer that floor is going to be. Then as we're sitting here, we get done smoothing out this floor, we're going to come back and we're going to pack this sand down. Now we use a sod roller. These things are $100. You ain't got to go out and buy a sod roller. You could pack it down with a tamp. You could walk around with the cardboard on your feet and pack it down. You don't technically have to pack it down. But if we do, as we're moving around on this sand, it's going to keep from getting indentions and imperfections in the sand. Then at this point, take the tarp that the pool came with, and we're just going to spread that around the whole site. This tarp's going to help keep some of that sand underneath there, keep the rainwater and whatnot from washing that away, and give the pool something nice and clean to sit on top of. Then we're just going to spread this skin out. Now, one thing you want to watch for as you spread this out is where you want your pump and filter to go. There's going to be pre-cut holes in the side of this skin that is going to be designed for your pump and filter. As a matter of fact, there's the holes right there. So if you want your pump and filter on that side, then you got it good. If not, fold it back up, flip it around, and unroll it again, okay? But that's something you want to watch for when you open it up. And these are what the holes are going to look like here, right here. There's going to be 2 of them, one for the intake, one for the outtake. Then at this point, we're going to start putting the frame together. You see here the A and B on the poles. You're going to follow your instruction booklet for your size pool on what order these go in, and just refer to your instructions. Then at this point, as we start putting these poles together for the sides and for the ends, we're just going to slide them right here through the skin of the pool. Now, we like to do this with 3 people. It makes it a little easier for you because you got to sometimes kind of fight these things through a little bit. And as you're putting them through, you just want to go ahead and slide it down. Now, you see you have some cutouts in the poles and cutouts in the skin. It's easier to go ahead and try to line these up a little bit as you're pushing it through so you don't have to move this thing around so much. But this will kind of show you our technique for bringing it down. It makes it real easy for you. And you just connect the poles as you're doing it. That makes it a lot easier than trying to put this big, long 32-foot pole together and push it through there. Now, once we get our poles all in our skin, we're just going to put our restrainer straps onto the U-shaped side supports and just get all those put on and just ready to go. Then we like to lay all our side supports out. It's going to make everything run a lot smoother for you if you just go ahead and lay the parts out as you're doing it. Then once we get all our side supports laid out, we're going to come back with our connecting rods and lay those out as well. Now we're going to have everything we need right there while we start working.